Alright, I got the rear seat back folded down, uncovered the gas tank. So, I guess we won't know where it's leaking until we start filling it up. But one thing I don't like is this really sharp crease in the fuel line here. This little screw looks like it's been maybe repaired with some kind of sealant material. And we're just looking for clean spots. It looks kind of cleaner on there. So that might be where it's leaking from. There are these rubber gaskets, which I don't know what condition they're in. Probably like all the other rubber parts in this car. And then we have our fuel sending unit here. And then our filler neck is right here, and all this crusty foam and stuff. So what I want to do is start filling it up and see where, here's the filler neck. See if we get any liquid coming out of unwanted areas. Alright, got the tires pumped up. Now I want to drop the car to the ground. Well, first we'll jack it up, remove the bricks and stuff. I want to see if each wheel spins freely and if the bearings are adjusted properly. And we're getting close. Alright, the right rear wheel spins free. That's good news. But there was a little play in the bearing. And the way you adjust these, they're just old school, tapered bearings. You take the center cap off, take some channel locks, and tighten this nut just a hair. See, if you loosen it, there's play. If you tighten her down just enough, there shouldn't be any play. I'm going to put the cotter pin back in and check all the other ones. The right front wheel seems to be tight in terms of the bearing, but it's loose at, oh, I can't even make that out. Look at the suspension design. This is like weird. So it has looks like two ball joints, lower and an upper, but they're kind of sideways. And this guy right here is a big torsion bar. So that's, well, I guess there's springs with shocks, at the upper arm, at the upper ball joint right there. But I remember these. See, there's grease fittings right there. There's another grease fitting over there. Man, this is wild suspension design. These cars are actually known to be pretty off-road worthy because they have the engine in the back, rear-wheel drive, and they're pretty high up. The clearance is good, and they could just jump over stuff. Stay on top of the mud and kind of coast through while the heavier cars would dig in. So this was actually one of the favorites to go to the dacha, to like the summer house, where all the dirt roads get washed out all the time. So that was its ideal, settings, not the paved road at all. So let's check this side now. Well, the left front wheel here is a complete disaster. It is loose every which way. So this way. Here, maybe you can see what's moving under here. Tell me what it is. Oh, looks like that link is loose in the steering. I'm sure the lower and upper ball joints. Oh man. Well, it doesn't matter. As long as the wheel doesn't fall off, we're still going for a ride. Well, it turns out the bearing's a little loose too. Oh gosh. I swear you can fix this whole car with channel locks. Oh, that's what's left of the cotter pin. It wasn't really held in by much. Tighten that down. Let's see how much. Definitely a little better. Find the right holes for the cotter pin. Man, it doesn't even go through all the way. That sucks. Okay, it's in. I'm gonna try to push it in and grab that end of something and bend it over. So I'm gonna shove it in, spread it open, and pinch it closed. You might say, why don't I get a new cotter pin? Well, this is not priority right now. We just want this bearing to stay here. A little better than that, but you get the point. I was thinking this is kind of like a mini high lift jack, isn't it? Now we're going down. Awesome. What's the next step? Fill it up with gas, right? Should be rolling around in like half an hour here. If all goes well, fingers crossed. Alright, this might be a little tricky. It's going to be a little splashy, isn't it? Got to rethink this game plan. This flat fuel container is going to be a pain to pour out of. I'm thinking maybe we can use a one of these other containers. That one has water, that one has water. Maybe dump this crap out, put fuel in here, and then we can pour it into the gas tank. How about that? So I'm going to fill this up with gas. Alright, this should be a little more manageable. Ah, crap.
Нет отвертки коротенькая.
Не молчи есть, но пара отверток есть. Я могу показать. Такую плоскую.
Крестовую.
Крестообразного вообще нет. Только плоская маленькая такая есть. Сейчас вот уже запуск скоро будет.
На YouTube хочешь выкладывать?
А?
На YouTube будешь выкладывать?
Ну да, на YouTube точно. Вы как это? Смотрите всякие там автомобильные каналы, просмотры? Конечно. Ну вот. Будет это на показ Запорожец. У меня канал по диагностике. Это на любителя. That was the guy who got me the gas. He just stopped by, asked me for a Phillips screwdriver. I don't have any. Oh man. Well, let's see what's going on. Alright, let's take a look back here. See if we caused any leaks yet. Nope, not yet. Alright, let's prime the fuel pump. This is pretty neat. Fuel pump is right here. There's a little lever. You start pumping it. There we go. Oh, you can hear the flow. Going right up to the carburetor. Here's the fuel line. Right into the bowl up here. So let's keep pumping it until it gets hard. Keep pumping it till it gets hard. That's in the owner's manual, I swear. Well, that's good. See if we caused any leaks yet. There's the main fuel line. Nope, smells good. All right. Next step. Hook up the battery and the charger and see if we have spark. I'm getting excited, guys. Well, we got the battery installed, quote unquote. You're gonna love this. I shoved some screws and tightened the pinch bolt. Terminals are nice and tight. Yeah, look at that beauty. Out of our miscellaneous nuts and bolts bag here. I want to turn the key. See if we get any life on the dashboard. Oh man. Oh. That was cool. Alright, with the key on, I want to see if we have spark now. So excited! So we're going to take a spark plug wire off and use our, oh, that's a little cracked, isn't it? Soviet spark checker. Just ground it out and you guys tell me if you see a spark. This is the real deal. Oh yeah. I saw a spark. Let me turn my light off here. There it is. Ready to rumble. Alright, I'm going to turn the choke on. Put our spark plug wire back on. Sweet. Give it a couple pumps of gas. I'm afraid. I'm very afraid it's gonna fire up and. Isn't it? Not as easy as turning the key, right? My neighbor came over. He's gonna give me a jump start. I know it's weak sauce, but we'll see what happens. beauty. 13.7 volts at idle. Awesome. See if it starts up. Блин, я думал, он чуть перезарядился.
Нет, мало этого.
Мало. Well, Evgeny here, the neighbor, brought me a used battery because he was so, I guess, surprised that I got this thing running. Well, I'll give it back to him in a couple weeks here, but it has 12 volts. Let's see if it fires up. Alright, here we go. Oh, hell yeah. We are in business. Now we can go for a ride. Let's put in some more gas. It's time to give her a little bath. Ghetto car wash. Everything about this car is ghetto. Yep. Let's start it up. Isn't that cool? You guys are gonna be the passengers. See if we make this work. It's gonna be a little bumpy. Even the doors lock. Oh wow. I am impressed. Ooh, hold on. Gas gauge works. Clutch is slipping a little bit. This is nothing for this car. Better off-roader than that thing. That wasn't too bad. We gotta figure this clutch out. I don't like when it's slipping. That was the maiden voyage. Pretty much accomplished the goal. Not much else to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching.